Corey Lennox here for Piano with Corey, and welcome to a special Taylor Swift themed edition of 5-Note Piano Songs. I'm a big fan of Taylor Swift. I think she's a fantastic songwriter, and it's been really cool to sort of see her journey from all the different phases, right? The early country stuff, then she went pop, and now she's sort of doing her own thing. So yeah, I figured we'd hit a few different Taylor Swift songs, and these all stay within the range of 5 notes, at least for the chorus. So the first one we're going to jump into is Love Story, taking it way back. So the way we're going to play this is we're going to go to what we call D position. I'm going to take my thumb and I'm going to go to D right in between the two black keys here. So from that point I'm going to put all my fingers out, one key per finger, and then the last step is I'm going to move my middle finger to F sharp. Okay, so not F natural, F sharp. Once we're here, try out this D scale, and these are all the notes we're going to use to play this melody. D, E, F sharp, G, and A. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to do D, D, G, F sharp, E, D, D, E, E, D, F sharp, D, E. Alright, so far we have Romeo, take me somewhere we can be alone. The next thing we do is we play D, E, F sharp, E, D, E, E, D, F sharp, D, E. So it's very similar to the first line, but the second line there we just did I'll be waiting, all that's left to do is run. Then D, E, D, F sharp, E, D, E, D, F sharp, E. Very simple yet again, that's you'll be the prince and I'll be the princess. Then D, D, E, F sharp, E, F sharp, E, F sharp, F sharp, D. And we made it to the end of the chorus. It's a love story, baby, just say yes. That's all there is to it. Now I know it's a lot to take in at first glance, but most of it is very repetitive. It's a lot of the same kind of things happening. Let me play it for you and you'll see what I'm talking about. Now let's talk about the left hand. What we're going to do is we're going to start on a D5. All that is D and A. Then we're going to go down to an A5, which is A and E. Then we're going to go to a B5, which is B and F sharp. And then last but not least, a G5 on G and D. So this is one of the most famous chord progressions. It's really common, but we're going from D to A, B minor, to G. What I want you to do now is pause the video and make sure you can go through those 4 chords there, and then we can come back and piece it all together. So how do we piece it together? Let's talk about that. All we do is we start at the exact same time with D on the melody and a D chord in the left hand. Then the next phrase we go to A like we talked about. B up next, then G, and then we're going to go back to A right here at the very end. And then to end the whole thing, we're going to hit one last D chord just to wrap it up, right? Just to resolve that last chord. So all together, here's what it sounds like. The good news about all this is a lot of songs have tricky timings between the two hands, but in this case we're just matching it up, right? Every chord just matches the beginning of a phrase. Right? Nothing fancy there. Match again. So it's really simple in terms of the timing. That's really working in our favor there. But it might take a second to get it all synced up, right? Getting that right hand going, getting the left hand, piecing it together will take some practice. Now, if you're a little more experienced, what you can do is repeat those left-hand chords, right? Get some quarter notes going. That adds a little more drive behind it, and it makes it sound a little bit more interesting if you can do that. Livens it up big time, right? But again, that's just a little bit more of an extra step if you're more experienced. If you're a beginner, just stick with those downbeats, and that'll be just fine too. Alright, so there's Love Story. Great job on that. Let's keep going to our second song, which is going to be Style. Alright, so now we're transitioning into the pop phase a little bit, and what we're going to do is we're going to start on F sharp, but this time with our fourth finger. So last song it was our third finger, but now it's our four there. I'm going to go F sharp, E, D. I'm just walking down. You got that. Then E, 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 F sharp, E, A. I have to stretch my pinky up a little bit there. It's not too far, but just be aware that we're going to stretch to A. Then we come back down on F sharp, E, D, B. Alright, not the easiest phrase, but here it is all together. James Dean, daydream, look in your eyes, and I got that. Then all it does is it repeats 3 times in a row. Alright, check this out. James Dean, daydream. Red lip, classic, thing that you like, and da-da-da-da-da-da. We come back every time, we never go. Then we end with E, E, E. Then F sharp, E, D, B, E, E, E. Out of style, we never go out of style. Okay, let's move on and let's talk about the chord side of things. What we do is we start on a D5, you might remember that one, D and A. Then we go to a G5, then B5, and back to G5. So it's 3 chords, right? It's D to G, B, back to the same G, okay? Really, really simple. All right, now the way we match it up is we're going to lead in with the right hand, then we're going to match up on E with that D chord on the left hand. Same thing here. And again, starting with E. E yet again. Alright, so the timing is very straightforward as well. It's that first E downbeat, right? That's where it's always matching up. I've got one more song for you, and we're going to take it back to the country days a little bit, the sort of pop country stuff, and we're going to do Mine. Now for this one, we're finally sort of changing our key, and we're going to go to the key of G basically. Okay, the very first note is going to be our thumb on D with our right hand, and you can play it right here if you want. You can play it higher, it's sort of up to you. I'll just play it high for now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to play D, B, A, G, 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 A, G, A, B, A, G. Whew, it's a long phrase, but check this out. Do you remember we were sitting there by the water? Think about the lyrics, right? Then, the next part is sort of similar. D, B, A, G, G, A, G, E, A, G. And you'll notice the way I got that was I shifted my thumb from D to E about halfway through. Then the good news is the third phrase is the exact same as the first. Man's careful daughter. Then the final phrase here, the fourth one, B, B, A, G, G, A, B, E, G. Okay? You are the best thing that's ever been mine. Now here's that whole melody all together in context. Check this out. Alright, let's switch over to the chords here. And what we're going to do is we're going to start on a C chord. And we're going to do C, E, and G. Okay? Then we go down to a G chord, which is G, B, and D. then we go to a D major, which is going to be D, F sharp, and A. Really make sure to get that F sharp there. It's going to sound weird if you forget it. Okay? Then let's go up to an E minor, and that's going to be E, G, and B. And then right after that E minor, we step back down to D. Okay, so all together, here's what the chords do. We have C to G, D, then E minor, back to D. Okay? Now, get that going, practice just the left hand, and let me show you how to put it all together. What we're going to do is we're going to start on the C chord, left hand leads off, and then when I go to this A, halfway through that first phrase, I go to my G chord. And the phrase there is sitting there by the water. That's where it changes. So I know the timing's a little bit interesting there. Let me show it to you again. Left hand leads off. Sitting there, change that chord. Then D is going to play by itself. Kicking it off yet again. E minor for the first time. And again, that A there is where the left hand is going to match up with that last D chord. First time. Okay, let's keep going. The third phrase is more of the same. C starts off. Careless man's careful daughter. D chord, you are the best thing. E minor by itself, that's ever been, matches up, E and our D chord, been mine. And if you want, you can end on a G chord, just to sort of bring it home and give it a nice final chord to land on. Now let me play it for you all together. I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just going to show you how it's supposed to sound. And you can hear those downbeats, right? For some people, they have to think about it a little bit more. But for other people, it's better to just not overthink it and to listen for where those downbeats happen. You can kind of feel it. All right, here we go. Check this out. Alright, so there you go. We covered 3 different Taylor Swift songs today. I hope this video was helpful for you. If you did enjoy it, be sure to subscribe to the channel, drop a comment below about other songs you want to hear me teach, and leave a like on it as well. Until next time, this is Corey Lennox for Piano with Corey. Piano on.